Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this reading. This is an energy reading to see what is going on for the collective. So, did a pre-shuffle and I really got a message. So I will be clarifying with a different deck, but so it's very clear there's a spiritual awakening within the collective. This is a conscious alignment with a higher source, a higher understanding. It's kind of like this perception shift on what we have been missing out on and feeling like a divine purpose. So there is obviously phases of this spiritual awakening. So first is that awareness, I would say, this intuition, something kind of, some people take it as clarity, and I think some take it as almost an attack on their beliefs, you know, because this is definitely a change to see. It's like it's a growth. I feel like it's like spiritual growing pains, kind of like when we were kids and our bodies would get physical growing pains. I feel like this is more of a breakdown of our awareness, understanding, beliefs. So there's lots of steps to this awakening. It is a higher learning, but I mean, things do need to be broken down. When there's truth, there's also lies. So it kind of goes hand in hand. There's positives and negatives. Some people don't feel it on more of a mental. Some can actually feel it on a physical. So if you are highly intuitive, have this understanding of, oh, that's why I've like that black sheep energy where you kind of understand now. It's almost like a relief to realize why things happened or unfolded the way they did it within your life. So you kind of realize that things that were done were not an attack on you, but it was more to create more lessons. So you're more aware of why there were so many possibly traumatic events within how I feel like it's very like the way we really interpreted how we interpreted life lessons as feeling like you were always targeted for things to happen to. But the more things that create this spiral in our lives, it's like more things we become aware of, and we have a greater understanding of the universe, the universal laws, how to manifest. Like when our thoughts are created, it's really that energy. So it's like we had to have all these steps of this awareness to bring us to this understanding that the physical is not where we find happiness, peace. It's not looking through finding it externally, it's an internal. So I think when we lose all those physical things, all those connections, realizing that nothing is set in stone, things are always changing, we stop trying to possess the energy and hold on to things, hold on to people. It's not good to hold on to things that you cannot take with you into the afterlife, because they can always be taken. And I feel like the more we try to hold on to things, the more the universe will try to detach us from them, so that we are not stuck in a certain behavior. This is a journey of one self, and once we have found ourselves, our purpose, and kind of like, we don't have memories of our past lives, but it's kind of like a connection of consciousness, that we're consciously aware of things, that possibly things that we have learned in this lifetime are things that we had to, that we have not been able to heal from in the past. People tend to have these fears in life from situations that maybe have happened before in a lifetime, just like connections, twin flames, all that kind of stuff. We tend to, if we don't complete the cycles, we tend to carry them on until we have completed the cycles and have that awareness until the next one. It's a continuing flow. Instead of really feeling like the world, why has all this happened, just kind of be understanding that you were given all those life lessons because you were just that, at that level. You know, it's because you're not going to be given more than you can handle. So things have brought you to this point where you are now, and it's kind of like a grateful understanding with also this kind of separation from you and your past traumas, past patterns, ancestral patterns, whatever you had to detach from, whatever pain you had to really feel to have this awakening. Because in our darkest times, we do find the light. We have to fall down to bring things back together. Things that are not working have to be sometimes taken from us, and then we have to rebuild. All right, so the Hierophant, that higher learning, these steps of the spiritual awakening, some are a positive time of meditation and understanding how to manifest, and really not holding on to grudges and lack, holding on to the past. It's having this awareness. I feel like it is easier to accept things. So this awakening is, at least being awake in the dark is better than being in the dark in the light. Because we cannot stay in some energy that we are not growing from. It's actually going to cause more pain in the end. So this is really feeling like you're seeing the bigger picture. You're seeing the ancestral tree, how things that you have had to heal in this lifetime were passed on from other generations. Some of them anyways, not all, but not all were yours to carry. It was just needing to be healed. So you are the divine one that was able to do this, and it is causing this shift in the way we consciously think of life and how we work together, how we build together, how are we going to use this knowledge into our skills, and how are we going to evolve from this. Uranus is in retrograde, and this is going to be a huge advancement in your spiritual growth, truth, clarity on how to use this with a community, kind of, and like being the teacher, not the student. You're graduating to the next level, and it's like, now I feel like it's that energy of, you're showing others how to have this awareness as well. So it's like creating something together. It's creating, sharing, building by investing in yourself, but in others as well. It's sharing these gifts on how the restructuring of humanity. So this is just like a beautiful energy. Sorry. It's like, it's the Three of Pentacles. So the Pentacles is like the material, but also how you use your opportunities, how you invest your time, how you utilize your time and your work. Like you're working together to create better way to invest in your skills. Feel like you're really exchanging ideas, exchanging card 3 is the Empress, so it's creating like a harmony within the workplace. So this is the 3 of Pentacles is like teamwork, building together, working together instead of always doing things on our own, and really holding on to our own gifts and skills. This is really wanting to share and create something that almost it works better. Like, it creates more opportunities, creates a growth and an alignment with your spiritual. Yeah, it's like now it's like working together to consciously evolve these new patterns and create these steps towards the future that are more aligned. And it's kind of like endless, right? Like the stairs, you can't see where it's going to go. It's almost like it's an infinite energy of how we invest our time, how we spiritually evolve together. So yeah, Uranus is Aquarius energy. This is going and utilizing your mind and your intelligence to reinvent and how we put our time into teamwork, how we invest our connections, how we connect on a greater level by evolving. And this opens up the possibilities. It's like we are using our minds to open up these realms of how everything connects: energy, time, space, and we can kind of not manipulate, but finding better solutions to things we thought were problems. It's like this is really the building blocks to a higher purpose, a higher path that leads to a spiritual growth in our community, how we branch off and work together with love, compassion, and understanding. And it really sets this new reinventing and innovating. I'm not sure where that word came from, but yeah, Uranus it's like reinventing what works best for us, and finding truth in where we need to be, and where we are. I feel like it's having like new ideas on how to strategize working together, which will open up these new ways of not doing everything on our own. This is like the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. We are creating these new connections on how to work together, how to love each other, how to create these new cycles that we are passing. It's like we have completed, there's been so many cycles that have been completed. 10 of Cups is that happy home, happy love, happy family, and the 10 of Pentacles is abundance. It's finding an infinite of abundance. You know, it's not, it's always having that flow of money, flow of love. I think when Uranus is in retrograde, it's going to be highlighting the aspects of things that bring us spiritual growth by building on our ideas that invest in a better future, and how to work together to show the younger generation that there needs to be a balance between these new opportunities of growth. So it's really putting new roots into the ground and just putting that right amount of water, that right amount of sun. And it's these new opportunities that are going to create abundance. It's like realizing that when you have an apple, that can only feed one person. But when you take the seeds of the apple, if you take the seeds out of the apple, you actually have a couple apple trees, right? A couple seeds. And that one apple tree would create hundreds of apples just from that one seed. So to take that apple and to eat the apple and to throw away, it's like that. Instead of throwing away what makes more abundance and going to buy more apples at the store, it's like this realizing that the answers lie within the roots. The roots are what plants these seeds in the ground, just from that one little seed. And sometimes it needs a little dark to grow. And even though you don't see the growth of that, it's still there. And you have to have faith that it's growing. And just give it a bit of water and a bit of care and love. Not too much water, not too much sun. You don't want to burn it out. But just enough balanced. And then trust that whatever opportunities, whatever this new abundance that is being planted within the collective is being rooted, grounded, and just needs a bit of love and a bit of sun to nourish it. And then one day it'll grow and it will be able to feed lots of people, just that one tree. Everybody does that, right? That's seeds for the future. That one apple can grow hundreds of apples. So it's just the way where we put our thoughts, our ideas, and investments, and then work together. There's two hands here. It's working together. But roots need to grow where there's love, there's sunshine, and earth to root it. So right now I feel like we're really rooting ourselves. Uranus is going to be opening up consciousness to these expansion of how we see time and space. It's like we are reinventing our ideas, and and then I feel like there's a very important part here about working together and not trying to hold on to things, too many things, and then not wanting to drop it. And it's almost like that, trying to how the flow of things go. It's like the laces, you can see they're not attached, you know, and it's seems seems detached and not aligned, almost like not balanced, right? It's like a balance beam. The earth seems to be heavier than, you know, it's like it's staying in the negative, not the positive. Staying in the lower realms, not the higher. Getting stuck in an energy of cycles that are weighing you down. I feel like this time where Uranus is in retrograde, and it'll be till the end of the year, and then Pluto will be going into Aquarius. So that is also going to be a huge shift. A huge shift, and what weighs us down is no longer serving us, and it'll bring in a rebirth. So something will be closing out to open back up, right? Something has to be cycled out before a new one can come in. So whatever is ending, just trust that it is for a new beginning, right? See what is cloaked in this dark energy, right? Just not seeing this, just in this dark energy of not knowing where you are, and then it's like the light. You see the light, and you see all the trees. See the 3 trees? It's like ancestors. It's like ancestors are behind the light. You can't see them there. This new beginning is going to create a transformation, a shift that needed to happen so that things are going to be more aligned with our spiritual growth, and it's going to take those steps, right? You know? And you see all the patterns. It's like once you get a little higher up those stairs, it's like you start seeing all those patterns. And everything just kind of starts connecting. Kind of like with the ethers. Everything is aligning. And that's when the abundance and just having this energetic connection with people where it's like everybody is wanting to have the same growth, have this same energy of something needed to change. There's something that was shifting within the frequency. It's like a higher frequency is coming in and causing this really quick growth, showing things that are dark and light is light. There is no in between. There's no confusion. I feel like things have been really misplaced. So this is showing what is pure and what is not. The moon is illuminating what we need to see. Any kind of unknown, hidden secrets. The 7th, the Chariot. So this is the moon energy, Cancerian energy. So this is something, like the Chariot is something coming, rushing in. So it's very like intuitive energy. You're being shown with this Pisces full moon. It's a super moon, so it's a very intense energy that it will unveil things that we weren't seeing before. There's an energetic pull from one to the other. I feel like people are either aligning with the higher purpose or they are really trying to run away from it. Kind of this energy, like running away from wanting to stay safe and stay unaware of the potential growth that we can all create. This reminds me of I was just hearing about, there's a something passing by, oh my gosh, there's a star passing by the Earth, an asteroid, is that what they're called? Yeah, there's a comet or an asteroid, I'm not quite sure exactly the word right now, but yeah, there was something that's going to be passing through the sky right at the beginning of September, I feel like the 3rd or 4th, and it's going to be extremely bright, and it's going to, what does that mean? Like a new asteroid being discovered. So I feel like this is really that Uranus energy of like something being discovered, and then that Pisces super blue moon, it's like that is really bringing in intuition, and the unconscious is no longer going to be the unconscious. I feel like whatever we have been unclear about, whatever feelings, emotions, oh my gosh, it's retrograde. Maybe it's this retrograde energy is really coming back in. Something's rushing back in with this retrograde energy. I feel like it's going to take us to new limits of our perception on space and how far our minds can create things, and what are lies that we are told, and what is the truth. Like I feel like we're really just going to see through everything that has been shady. There's going to be no more shade. It's going to be very clear as day with this white horse. I feel like there's going to come through information that's just clear as day, and it's going to be like a change in our direction and what we were doing, and kind of like this person's on the top of it. Like this is a very like rebellious energy, right? Like they're on the top of the chariot. So I feel like this is like you're being guided, and you are knowing why maybe you have always been, I feel like you have this like superpower energy, right? Like the sky is the limit. It's like, sorry, I said like a lot. Yeah, so I feel like whatever's going to be rushing back in, there's going to be some form of an intuition, some kind of, with this higher learning, I feel you're just going to kind of know the answers that you have been asking, and maybe what you have been stuck. This could be a stuck energy in between worlds. You're going to kind of figure out what you need to let go of so that you can bring in all these new opportunities. You're only going to pass down to the next generation things that are going to build, allowing a more resourceful way to commute, how to come together and work together as a community, a family unit. This reminds me that, okay, the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Ace of Pentacles, that kind of reminds me of your soul tribe. Like a higher spiritual learning. Ten of Pentacles is abundance, together, like happy family, knowing how to continue the cycles of ancestral patterns, and kind of like closing out any cycles that we're not investing in a greater future. Rushing back energy with intuition, the moon, and a new opportunity. So I feel like this is soul tribe energy. Spiritual learning, creating abundance for the future, and some closing out cycles that were causing to be stuck in this, being stuck in cycles of happy family, but maybe without the abundance, right? So I feel like the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, with creating this love of family, with friends, connections. It's Ten of Cups is finding that fullness in love and happiness. You know, you're full. Your Ten of Cups, your cups are full, and then abundance. You're also, it's the same. It's kind of that same energy, but one's just love and one's love and whatever you find abundance in, right? Like, it could be health, it could be everything. So, but this is kind of like creating the new cycles and connections, and then passing it on to your children and the ancestors. It's like you're completing those patterns that of healing that brings in this ribbon of life, ribbon of love that wraps up a tighter way, or wraps up this. It's like you're wrapped in a blanket of love, and you're able to create this new flow of acceptance and joy. You're watching your children grow up, knowing that they are going to be okay, because you're teaching them this new way of growth in happiness, growth in teaching. That's like high friend is a teacher. So teacher of spiritual growth within our family units, within our home base, like our whoever like you consider to be family, friends, family. It's creating these new generational cycles of love and finding a practical way to balance your spiritual journey, and not being in the dark, but showing them how dark situations teach us the light, and light situations are to help those that are in the dark. It's that energy of, now you know how to create new cycles of abundance, and you're sharing them with. It's like no longer keeping this a secret, finding the hidden truth within abundance, and then passing it on with these new cycles, and showing the light in the dark, creating these endings that were keeping stuck within, without, like, creating an ending that was keeping us stuck in the energy of how to work together, how to grow together, to invest in a better future, right? Invest in a brighter day, to learn from the past mistakes and to grow on those, and let go of what wasn't working for a better structure. So this is learning. Yeah, this is amazing. Okay, anyway, I'll clarify this. Thank you for clarifying this. All right, the Hierophant. Wow, Ace of Pentacles again. Whoa. So yeah, this is a new offering of opportunity with a spiritual growth. And so if this is creating opportunity, it's like you're being offered opportunity, a new beginning on how to structure, how to abundance for building a better spiritual learning on how to grow together, how to invest in each other, how to invest in abundance, how to look at abundance, how to knowing that you are here to share abundance and to create these cycles of the more you share, the more you receive. And it's this understanding that abundance happens. Oh my gosh, again, Ten of Cups, seriously. So twice Ace of Pentacles, twice Ace of Cups. Oh my God, and the Ten of Cups is on the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is new opportunities of abundance to create, which is sharing love and support with each other. It's like supporting each other's spiritual growths. And the Chariot, please. Okay. Oh, wow. Marriage, celebrations, the Four of Wands. So this is going to be rushing back in. Possibly marriage. It's abundance in commitments. Abundance in happy family. Abundance in the family home. And commitments. Wow. Spiritual growth within. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so there may have been some deceitful energy in how we were told how the swords is mental. It's also communication and wisdom. So this is like there was some kind of deceitful energy on the truth. And that's why there was a death. So there's an ending to this deceitful energy. Whatever was holding us back from our spiritual, the 7 spiritual energy as well. So I feel like we are removing anything from our minds that whatever was holding us back. So this is re-strategizing. This is also like be a very strategic energy, kind of like a tricky energy. So whatever was tricking us to stay in these cycles of lower energy, it's like breaking free of those mental imprisonments. It's like there's new ideas, and there's still 2 swords here. I just noticed that. So I feel like it's like a breaking free of the lies, the deceit, unveiling what was holding us back, no longer stuck in that sabotage energy, and just believing whatever was holding us back mentally. I feel like there's going to be clarification with this Uranus retrograde. Is definitely going to bring in clarification, bringing truth, and it's going to give us new opportunities to grow in this spiritual awakening that's going to bring in a rebirth on how we create these new cycles of structures within our communities, within our investments in the future. How we are healing ancestral patterns and no longer passing them on. Yeah, so this is a healing energy with this Cancerian. I feel like this is healing. Something is going to be closed out, which will allow us to heal, and I feel like those ancestral patterns will be closed out, and it'll bring in this new adventures of how to teach our children the things that are important, life skills, structures within how to work together, investing in working smarter, not harder, and celebrating our growth, celebrating the victory, celebrating our success in love connections, and no longer living with the sneaky energy of believing in the false narrative. So this definitely had this awareness the spiritual awakening has brought on. See, it starts with the beginning, the spiritual awakening, and ends with this opportunities to reroot, to grow in a soil more rich for us, that we can invest in ourselves and invest in the future. All right, with closing out anything that was holding us back in that negative energy. This is free-minded energy, free thinking and investing in the future for our children, for the next generation, and a new cycle with Pluto in Aquarius. All right, guys, I hope that helped. Nothing is yet set in stone. The tides are changing, and mutable moon is bringing in this energy that our conscious is creating what is needed to shift. All right, that's amazing. Keep it up, guys. Until next time, bye.